Hey, everybody. I am Robin Schwartz. I'm the Program and Grant Director of the Community Arts Partnership of Tompkins County. And Spring Rights Literary Festival is one of our many programs. There are about 28, 30 more Spring Rights events happening between now and May 16th. And then also a whole, I think 13 or 14 writing workshops that happen from late May through November. They're all free. They're all on Zoom. I know you've all been to springrights.org because you registered for this, but take a look at all the other events that are happening and sign up. This link tonight is for 3 events. It's the same link. You can leave and come back or stay on. The first is Shadows of 2020, new 10-minute plays at 7 o'clock. We have Black as Shakespeare with Kenneth McLaurin and Sing Trace. And then at 8:10, we have Ithaca College Writing Student Showcase. If you can tune in or come back to support the Ithaca College students, that would be amazing. Some housekeeping. Throughout the event, the audience will stay on mute. If you have taken yourself off, Judith, please put yourself back on.
Yes, dear.
Please use the chat heavily for questions and comments anytime. I really love seeing engagement during the events in the chat. It's because we're all on mute, it's the way we engage with each other. So I think that's fun. The bathrooms are down the hall. You can leave any time for that. I'd like to thank our wonderful Spring Rights sponsors, Ithaca College, Wegmans, M&T Bank, CFCU Community Credit Union, the Odyssey Bookstore, and the Ithaca Marriott. We also receive support from New York State Council on the Arts, and Poets and Writers helps us pay our participating writers. Now, although this festival is free, we always ask for donations to our events. We have to. So if you feel moved to donate any amount to this awesome Spring Rights Literary Festival, I will put the link in the chat along with the CAP website link and the Spring Rights schedule link. I'm just going to mention that Hardy Griffin is on the call. He is one of our board members, and if for some reason I lose internet, he will suddenly take over. So just so you know who we are, that stuff happens. And now I am going to turn the mic over to AJ Sage, and he will start the event.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is AJ Sage, as Robin just said, and this is Shadows of 2020, which is a program of 4 brand new 10-minute plays that were all written in the context of a 13-week-long writing workshop of the same name that we just conducted over the course of the winter and heading into the spring. And what this was a workshop for writers of a variety of experience levels. We had a few playwrights who had been produced or even published before. We had some people that had sort of started to write plays but never finished them before. And then we had a few people, 2 of which are going to be presenting their work today, who had never even considered writing a play before. And it was sort of like an old 1st through 5th grade schoolhouse in that sort of way, that we brought a bunch of different experience levels together and we all kind of learned from one another. I should back up and say that I am the artistic director of a theater company called House of Ithaca, which I hope many people out in the audience have seen some of our shows in the past. We've basically been on theater pause for the last 20 months because of the pandemic, but we're really giddy to be getting back to doing live in-person theater. Hopefully later on in 2021 or at the very, very latest in early 2022 in the spring. So I want to keep this really brief because some of our plays are gonna maybe push up against our 6:50 ending time, and I want to give as much time as possible. But I just want to thank again everyone in the audience for attending today. I want to thank my co-leader of this workshop, Sarah Stamatiades, whose last name I think I just said correctly out loud for the first time. Sarah was the person, she's in the Cornell English department and actually had the idea for this and reached out to House of Ithaca to bring us along on the journey. It's just been such an enriching thing for everyone. I want to thank all of the 16 writers who participated in this. We're presenting 4 plays today, but we had plenty of other people, many of whom are actually going to be some of the readers. All the reader actors that you're going to be seeing also participated in the workshop, which I think was really cool. And I also just want to thank all the moms out there because Mother's Day is tomorrow and my own mother, Jill Sage, is here. And I love you very much. And I think Dan Kiley's mom is here and it's his parents' 50th anniversary, which is really, really cool. Dan is going to be one of the readers in our first play. With that said, I want to introduce the 4 writers that we're going to be seeing the work of today. And they are in the order that we're going to present in: Chris Dawson, Rula Aslanis, Andrew Lorenzen, and Will Wallace. And the 4 of them have been writing and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting different versions of these plays that we're going to be bringing you today. And I, except for the one that I am acting in, which is the second one, I'm going to be the voice reading the stage directions for all of these. So I think that about does it. You can check us out at houseofithiqua.com and also our Facebook page, House of Ithiqua. And without any further ado, I think we'll get on to the first play, which is Confessional by Chris Dawson. And in this play, you will be hearing Dan Kiley in the role of Lou and Marietta Sinotis in the role of Addie. And as I said, myself reading stage directions, which you don't need to see my face for. Again, this is Confessional by Chris Dawson. Late May 2020. Porch and side yard of a neat, well-maintained home. There is no house next door. The yard abuts some woods. Dusk. There is a shovel leaning up against the house. Lou smokes a cigarette, and a dog sits attached to a length of chain facing the woods. Addie watches him from the sidewalk as she walks her dog. She wears a mask, and her dog is on a leash.
Hey, do you mind if my dog says hi?
Dan, you're on mute. Still on mute. Now it looks like we got you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I am so sorry about that, folks.
Oh, good. I will just read the last sentence of the stage directions and we'll start over. Addie watches Lou from the sidewalk as she walks her dog. She wears a mask and her dog is on a leash.
Hey, do you mind if my dog says hi?
Yeah, that's fine.
We walk by all the time and Jamie is just so curious.
Okay.
What's your dog's name?
Boy.
Boy. I like that. It's a great name. Minimalist. He's so calm. He just sits there.
Yeah.
Meantime, Jamie is this psycho pup. Sorry about that. I think he's just excited to finally come say hi. We walk by every day.
I've seen you. You pick up the shit.
Excuse me?
Lots of dogs go by here. You're one of the few that picks up their shit.
Truly? Who just leaves their dog's poop in someone else's yard?
Most of them.
I'm Addie. I live over on Fall View. So glad spring is here. Since all of this, I've been working from home and I feel so cooped up. I just want to scream sometimes. Jamie's been good for me, though, you know? He gets me out, guaranteed, at least twice a day.
Yeah. Boy, too.
We
Lou
walk
takes a
by a
deep
lot.
breath.
We walk by a lot. I mean, I see you out here all the time, or I did. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I can always tell when Jamie smells your cigarette coming down the hill. He gets this bounce in his step. I think he really likes seeing Boy. And then when you weren't out here for a couple of weeks, he'd sniff and look every time we walked by. Can I ask you something? Is that your wife that smokes out here with you?
Yeah.
Is she inside? I mean, I just haven't seen you guys out in a while. Is she okay?
No, she's gone.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Wait, like gone? Can I ask?
Yeah. COVID.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Yeah. Me too.
Can I have one of those?
Lou holds out the pack of cigarettes and Addie takes one. He fishes a lighter out of his pocket and holds it out to Addie. She hesitates for just a second and then takes the lighter. She lowers her mask, lights the cigarette, and takes a deep drag, letting the smoke out with obvious pleasure. He looks at her for the first time.
I haven't had one in 4 years. Not since the day my divorce became final. Oh, that is so good. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong when we didn't see you guys out here for so long. I came this close to knocking on your door so many times these past couple of weeks. I could hardly work. I just kept imagining the worst.
You were right.
What was her name?
Victoria. Vic.
And what's your name?
Lou.
Lou. That fits. You seem like a Lou. I have a confession, Lou.
Yeah.
I can remember the first time I ever saw you and Vic. Can I call her Vic? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I had just moved into the house on Fall View. I needed a break from unpacking. I didn't have Jamie yet. He's a pandemic pup. So I was walking around the neighborhood and I came down that sidewalk and you and Vic were right there on the porch where you are now, smoking cigarettes. Boy was sitting at Vic's feet.
Yeah. She never let us smoke in the house. It always had to be out here.
There was something about the three of you. Ease, comfort. I don't know, not sure what to call it, but I could see it. And Vic, she was wearing this yellow dress with flowers all over it, and it looked just like one my mom has. It made me smile, and I hadn't smiled in a long time.
Yeah? Why not?
Lots of reasons, I suppose. COVID and loneliness. My folks live in Florida, and I don't get to see them as much as I want. So I started to think of you and Vic as my New York parents. I know that's got to sound weird, but it really isn't.
It doesn't sound weird. It's hard to be alone. I haven't talked to anyone in 3 weeks.
I mean, please don't get me wrong. It's not like I thought you were my actual parents or anything. It would just feel so good to see you out here sometimes, talking, laughing, playing with Boy, just standing there smoking. So many times I'd see you and then go home and call my real parents.
Me and Vic never had kids. We tried for a few years. Never happened. Some point we knew it was just going to be, me and her. And that was all right. Sad, but all right.
And then COVID hit and I couldn't go to Florida and my folks couldn't come here. I mean, the last time I saw them was last Christmas, and they more or less guilted me into going to Tampa, and we argued the whole time. It was awful.
Christmas was Vic's favorite day of the year.
My mom, too.
This will be my first without her in 48 years.
Oh, Lou.
I make my special cinnamon rolls, and then she bakes the bacon and egg thing.
I need to tell you, Lou, that when I didn't see you guys out here for so long, I really freaked out. I mean, I took it as a sign about my parents, like maybe something really bad was going to happen to them. I started calling them every day, 2, 3 times a day even. I told them about you and Vic. They're going to be so sad to hear about her, Lou. I'm so sorry.
What's your name?
Addie.
Well, Addie, can I tell you something?
Sure, Lou. Anything. Seeing as we're smoking buddies now.
Addie, sad and sorry. They don't even mean anything anymore. They're not big enough, you know? I don't know what to do.
I can't even imagine, Lou. How long were you married?
1972. We dated in high school. Then I had to go to Nam for a year. Picked right up when I got back, and we were married that September.
High school sweethearts. That's so sweet. And she waited for you.
No, she didn't wait. She played the field a bit while I was gone. We didn't really even write. She always says that she tried not to end up with me. Just there wasn't anybody better around.
I'm sure that's not true.
I am sure she'd agree.
Wait, you know what I mean. She loved you.
That she did. In almost 48 years, I can count on one hand the number of nights that we slept in different beds.
It must be so hard. Must have been so hard when she went to the hospital.
She didn't.
What do you mean?
They didn't take her to the hospital. Well, I didn't tell anyone she was sick.
Wait, you didn't get her any help? She died here?
I'm not stupid. I know how that sounds. I don't care. We watched the news every night and we saw all of these people dying in ICUs. Alone, no family, scared, shitless. Vic told me that she would never want to go that way, and I told her the same.
I get that, Lou, but
Every night on the news, they'd give the numbers, and we were both horrified. And there was no fucking way I was going to let Vic become another number.
did you get it?
COVID? Yeah. Really mild. I wish it had gone the other way.
You were here with her when she died.
I was in that room right there. I was lying next to her, holding her hand. And at the end, she looked me in the eye, and she wasn't afraid. Squeezed my hand and then just let go, and she was gone.
Holy shit, Lou. I mean, holy shit. That's...
I know. And it is exactly what Vic would have done for me. Listen, Addie, it was really good to meet you, but I gotta get Boy his dinner now.
Lou, I hope this was okay. I mean, me stopping and talking. I'm I'm so sorry about Vic. Would it be okay to stop by again if we see you out here? I'll bring the cigarettes the next time.
Yeah, that'll be okay.
Good night, Lou.
Good night, Addie.
Addie walks off stage. Lou stands a moment longer, staring out into the woods.
Good night, Vic. Come on, boy, let's go inside.
End of play. All right, well, thank you so much. Again, that was Confessional by Chris Dawson with Dan Kiley and Marietta Sinotis. Beautiful play, and I teared up a little for sure. And I just want to move right along here because, again, we're a little bit pressed for time. But again, thank you so much. This next play is by Rula Aslanis. I want to say a special thank you to Rula, actually, whose idea it was within our group to bring this event to Spring Rights. So we definitely wouldn't be here without her. And the title of Rula's play is So What I Am Saying Is, and this has, again, Marietta Sinotis, as Kai. I myself am going to be playing the role of Devin, and Kristen Sad will be playing the role of Blake.
Lights up on a 2020 living room with home office squeezed in. Kai, a postdoc fellow, late 20s, walks in, takes mask off, and pushes button on answering machine.
Hi, it's me. I finally understand. I ruined our relationship with my demands and blaming you. It's all on me. I broke our beautiful love. And I'm sorry, Kai, for putting you through that. I'll call you again to apologize properly.
Well, that's a first.
Lights fade. Lights up in living room with Devin following Kai. They're obviously having a fight.
No, I want an evening with my friends.
But you're leaving for a month. Spend one night with me.
I told you, no.
That's 3 nights this week. Do you think I'm stupid? You don't want to be here. Why can't you put me first for once?
Are you that clueless? Friends feed my life. You suck it out of me.
What the fuck? This is what I gave up Boston for?
I didn't tell you to stay here. We could have waited a year. Instead of you...
What? Riding on your coattails? I should have just gone to Boston and let our relationship die.
How's it going now? I'm going to see my friends. You're pathetic. Get
a life? Because you can't stand still?
Don't you dare make this my fault.
But it is!
That does it! Get out! I'm done!
Fine.
Lights fade. Lights up in living room. Kai's cell phone rings. She sees who it is and lets it ring several times before answering. Devin is sitting in a sparsely furnished bedroom at his computer desk on his cell phone.
Devin,
Thanks for picking up.
are you trying to get back together because
No, I don't expect that. I am calling because I figured some things out. I figured out that I caused my misery and I blamed you. Not taking the job in Boston was my mistake, and I resented you for it.
You expected a lot. I felt like I was drowning.
I think you're amazing. You're capable, brilliant, and you care about the whole damn planet. You're my inspiration. Thank you for being in my life these last 3 years. It wasn't all bad. Us.
I liked our first year or two, planning to change the world together. Things are different now. I have my work and I want to study.
You remember when we met? Stewart Park, the big field. I think you hit me 5 times with your terrible frisbee throws.
5. You came over and taught me how to throw to save your life. You were a good teacher.
You could catch. You jumped for it and leaned back so far you fell. And I took your hand to lift you and fell for you. And here we are.
Here, but not there. You understand why it got so impossible? We're only talking now because you've admitted what a shit you were. What happened to you?
I took a seminar, and it asked me to look at who I was being with you and to take responsibility for that. The leader said to me, you can choose to be 100% responsible for where your relationship is. Well, we weren't a we. I was miserable. But what really did it, Kai, was seeing the impact on you. How pressuring you left you feeling cornered, desperate to escape. You said it yourself, you were drowning.
Yeah, it went south after Boston.
I now know that I'm responsible for that choice, and it was a misstep. I didn't know it then, but life is a dance, you know? You move and life moves. Now, I'm willing to act and take the consequences, being in a dance with life. I may not land on my feet, but I am open to life taking a turn and going for what I want anyway. That's the difference you're seeing. Do you want some of that for yourself? I mean,
You never talked like this before. Honestly, what do you want from me?
from you, Kai, for you. Do you remember the picnics above the gorge in Varna, our little pine grove?
Yeah, that's why I took your call. I was remembering how we began and how I missed that.
Lights fade. Lights up. Kai is online at her desk, participating in an online seminar that Blake is leading.
So what I'm saying is, what if how you play the game, whether you bring loving the game to the game of life, defines your experience of life? In the living of your one precious life, what kind of a player are you? Are you on the court or in the stands? I used to be a fantasy player. I wanted to do art photography since I first looked through a 35 millimeter, but I behaved as if wanting was the same as acting. In the stands. I once researched the perfect camera for weeks, and when it was time to close the deal, I went with my friends to Cape Cod instead. I played as if life was a risk. I stuck with the safe moves until a moment just like this, where I saw that I spent 20 years of my precious life not doing what I really want. Now, look at your life. Do you play to win or to get by? Are you timid or reckless? Maybe you are an armchair quarterback in other people's lives. Do you quit when you fail or someone fails you? Do you bring loving the game to life?
Devin was right. This is powerful shit. If it can change him, okay, go for it. Raise hand.
Kai, what do you see?
I play in my work. I give it my all and I succeed. I'm courageous there. And with my friends. What you said about quitting when someone fails you, I do that. I did that in my relationship.
With someone you love?
Yes.
Let's talk about love. Bringing loving the game to life is a lot like being in love. Have you been in love?
Yes, I think so.
Tell us a scene from it, when you were just in it. Close your eyes. Where are you?
A picnic blanket, pine grove over a gorge.
What happened there?
We talked. We lay under the pines, listened to the water rustling below. We talked about starting a nonprofit together. We kissed.
What's the experience of being in love?
Oh, it's sweet, uncertain, being off balance, like dancing. I felt incredibly alive.
And what did the future look like at that moment?
Unfolding, unpredictable, risky, but exhilarating. Anything was possible.
Yes, because life looks different when you are in love. It's exciting and new and edgy in a delicious sort of way. What if you brought that to the whole of your life?
Lights fade. Lights up on living room. Kai is on cell phone. Devin is in own bedroom as before.
I'm so glad we had this conversation. I feel so light, free. The thing you did, it's rubbing off on me.
We speak again.
Sure, but no promises, even though you are less pushy.
But you want it, though, to be in a dance with life?
I do. I want to be happy. And I want something else. I did when I was with you.
What?
To be in love.
Weren't you?
Yes and no. I wasn't free to be in love. I never surrendered to it, never let it take me over.
Not like it did me.
And when you decided to stay, I was disappointed. You didn't trust me to join you. I decided it was a bad sign for our future and gave up on us. I don't talk like this. What have you done to me?
Nothing. I made space so you can talk about what matters to you and be free to be however you are.
I like it. I feel a little off balance in a good way, like dancing.
Your whole life can be like that, an open future.
That. I want that. The opening, to be pulled by life and run into it open-hearted, unreserved, to really love.
Take the seminar.
Count me in.
End of play.
All right, thank you so much to Rula Aslanis again. That was So What I Am Saying Is with Marietta Sinotis, Kristen Sad, and yours truly. So we're right around on time right now, and we're gonna go straight into our third play, which is by Andrew Lorenzen. And this one is called Old Man and Boy. And although it's called Old Man and Boy, we only have one reader, and you'll find out why. And that is Chris Dawson, playing the role of Old Man. And I will again be reading stage directions. Old Man and Boy by Andrew Lorenzen. An apartment, a sad one, 3 rooms. A dirty kitchen that looks more like a kitchenette. A barren sitting room with a rickety table and 2 cracked plastic chairs. A door leads from the sitting room to the yellow, formerly white tiled bathroom. When the door is closed, the audience cannot see into the tiny room. We only know it is a bathroom from the stained mirror and mold-spotted sink we see through the open door as lights rise on the stage. Boy sits at the table, twiddling his thumbs. Old man shuffles back and forth in the kitchen, hunched over the counter as he prepares mac and cheese from a box.
There are 3 men. No, there are 2 men. There are 2 men on a bench in the country. There are 2 men, and they're seated upon a bench by a pond. And around the pond, there are pigeons. No, it is 3 men. 3 men at a pond of ducks, not pigeons, ducks. Are you with me, boy?
Turns and looks to Boy. Boy issues no response. In fact, Boy never responds, never nods, never raises an eyebrow or bats an eye. He simply stares.
And one man says to the other, I'd like to feed these pigeons, these ducks, he says. And the other man says, well, we haven't got any food to give them. We're rather hungry ourselves. They're bums, you see. You know what a bum is? Well, they haven't any money, you see, and since they haven't any money, they haven't any food. So they don't know how to feed the pigeons, ducks, the pigeons. But now the third man pipes in and says,
Old man doubles over in pain. Boy does not flinch. Old man shuffles with speed to the bathroom, slamming the door shut. We hear running water from the faucet. It stops. Old man returns a moment later, in less pain, yet still without satisfaction. He shuffles back to the kitchen and finishes the mac and cheese, pouring the powdered cheese into the pot and stirring slowly. He picks up the pot and carries it to the table. He sets the pot down in front of Boy. Boy does not eat. Old man realizes he's given him no silverware. He shuffles back to the kitchen and returns with a plastic spoon. Eat. Old man waits for Boy to eat. He still does not.
would you like some water? I haven't any milk. Now, come now, you've got to eat. I've spent half an hour preparing this meal. You've got to eat. You're a growing boy, you know?
Old man picks up the spoon and places it in Boy's hand.
See, there you are. There you are. Now you're ready. Now you're ready to eat, my boy.
Boy does not eat. Old man coughs. It's a bad sounding cough. He recovers. He takes Boy's hand and guides it with the spoon to the bowl. He scoops up a heaping spoonful of macaroni. He guides it to Boy's lips. Boy won't open his mouth. Old man gently taps the spoon against Boy's lips.
Come now, there's a train coming. Don't you want to let the train come? Choo choo, boy. Choo choo.
Boy does not relent. Old man sighs and drops the spoon into the pot.
I had a train set when I was about your age. It's a beautiful thing it was. We were poor, very poor in those days, but my father, he was quite handy, with his hands, could fix things and such, and he built me this train set out of pewter. He didn't know how to run the electric or anything like that. We barely had much electric in those days anyhow, but he started the train up high on a hill we made out of books, old books, falling apart at the seams. You understand, it started up high and gained momentum as it went, and then it came down and around in this loop like this, like this, you see? But when I was a little boy, I didn't understand the difficulty of a thing like that, to build an entire train set for a boy, a pewter train set like that takes quite a lot of work. Took him nearly a year before he gave it to me one Christmas. Nearly a year. But I didn't like that it didn't make the choo-choo sound. The electric ones you saw in the stores in town, those all made the choo-choo sound, but what my father made didn't, because it wasn't electric. It didn't have a speaker. Yes, it didn't have a speaker. No. When they burned the house down, that was one of the only things to make it, And pewter is quite durable. It gets scratched, it gets scuffed up, but it's very difficult to destroy. Yes, very difficult to destroy. Hey, why won't you eat? For the love of God, why won't you eat, boy? I've made you all this damn food. The least you could do is...
Old man doubles over in pain again. Boy does not flinch. Old man stumbles to the bathroom, slamming the door shut behind him. We hear water running from the faucet. It stops. Old man opens the bathroom door. He leans against the door frame, weakened. He swallows. He makes it back to the table and sinks into the other chair.
Fetch me the bottle, will you? The bottle in the cabinet in the kitchen, the green one. Fetch it for me, will you?
Boy does not move.
Will you fetch me the damn bottle, boy? I'm tired. I don't want to get up and get the damn... A man's entitled to have himself a drink when he gets to be my... A man's entitled to a certain measure of... A man's entitled, damn it. He's entitled, isn't he? For God's sake, fetch the damn bottle, boy.
Boy still does not move. Old man sighs. He hauls himself up and tugs one foot after another to the kitchen. He finds the green bottle. He uncorks it, but it's empty. He sighs again. He brings it back to the table anyway and sits. Old man plucks the cork from the bottle and holds it to his nose.
Here, smell this, boy. This'll put hair on your chest.
Old man holds the cork below boy's nose. Boy does not react. Old man brings the cork back and holds it to his own nose.
My father used to travel a great deal. Taxidermist he was. He traveled to sell his wares. Snakes, boars, bears, pigeons, ducks. He'd be gone for the winter months most often. After Christmas, he'd be gone till Easter, till the gardenias began to bloom again. Mother missed him while he was away. Oh, yes, she missed him very dearly. Very in love they were. Really, truly in love. There was a girl once I loved like that. Once, many years ago. We were quite young, but we wished to be married. And while father was away, mother would sit by the fireplace late, many evenings. She'd sit by the fire with the cork of one of his whiskey bottles in her hands, holding it up to her nose and smelling it. Smelling him, you know? She missed him. She missed him very much. Yes. He ran back in to get her when the house caught fire. After getting me out, you know, of the home, they died together, you know. Like, I suppose that's the way to go if you're in love. I suppose that's the way you're supposed to if you're... We were singing when we first smelt the smoke, mother and I. We sang often. I had trouble, great trouble, speaking as a boy with a stutter. I had great trouble with it, but to sing helped somehow, a kind of practice, you see. We were singing, "There's a Hole in My Bucket." Do you know that one, boy? It's lovely. It's very lovely. Would you like to sing it? Would you like to sing it with me, boy? Come now, let's sing. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. Well, then mend it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then mend it, dear Henry, dear Henry, mend it.
Old man rises with a newfound vigor. He picks up boy with shaking arms and stands him atop the table.
Come, boy, sing with me, boy. Sing with me. With what shall I mend it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I mend it, dear Liza? With what? With straw, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With straw, dear Henry, dear Henry, with straw. No singing today? All right. No singing today, my child.
Old man sits boy back down in the chair. Old man sits himself, exhausted.
You're a rather quiet fellow, you know that? Yes, very quiet. Are you like that always with everyone? Hmm? Father used to say, those who have the least to say speak the most. Those who have the least to say speak the most. I've reached that age where you drone on and on, just waiting, you see, for something, for some kind of, yes, well, oh, you know, yes, well, we ran away together, the girl and I, the one I mentioned before. She was 17, I was 16, and we ran away together, two orphans, clambering up the hills at night, clambering through the countryside to where? To where would we go? We did not know. No, we hadn't any idea. We just knew we were to be married. We were to be married and have a child. We were to have a child and raise it. And we were to raise a child and then watch that child raise their own child many years down the road. We were to watch that child raise their child, and we were to grow old together. We were to grow old together, and then we were to die together. We were to die together. How it would happen, that we did not know yet. None of that happened, of course. None of it ever. So I've had a long and very happy life indeed. I've uncorked the bottle and drank it down, and I've lived, I suppose. I'm quite happy. Yes.
Not. Old man uncorks the bottle and raises it to his lips, desperate to get the last drip. But the bottle is empty.
Ablutions, It's coming now, isn't it? It's coming now, boy. Tell me, am I right? Am I right, boy? We conceived a child, she and I, before we were married. It was rather unaccepted in those days, you know, she died in childbirth. The child was stillborn, didn't make it. The little boy didn't, they passed together. I scattered their ashes together on the hills, the low green hills with white flowers, the low green hills with the white gardenias where I was once a boy, where mother once sat by the fire, holding a cork to her nose and awaiting father's return, where I once played with a pewter train set that I could never fully love. A pewter train set that I traded to some boy for some other silly toy in the orphanage. Ashes. Ashes to ashes. Now, come now. I've asked you a question, a direct question. It's coming now, isn't it, boy? Tell me. I'd like to know. It's coming now. Is it coming now?
Old man rises and towers over boy in fury.
Speak. Why don't you speak, goddammit? Say something, boy. Say something. Say anything. By God, why won't you speak?
Old man hurls the bottle against the wall. It shatters. He grabs boy by the shoulders and shakes him.
Say something. Say something. I need you to say something. Anything, boy. Say something to me.
Boy remains silent. Old man stops shaking him, breathing heavily. He smooths boy's shirt and taps his shoulders gently, apologetically. Old man sways. He doubles over, groaning aloud. Boy does not flinch. Old man fights his way to the bathroom. He closes the door behind him. Beat. Silence. Boy turns around and looks to the door. The faucet is not running this time. Beat. Silence. Boy slides off of the chair and creeps to the door. He stares at it for a long moment. Beat. Silence. Boy returns to the table. He sits. He picks up the plastic spoon and scoops up some macaroni. He raises it to his lips. He eats. End of play. All right. Thank you so much. Again, that was Old Man and Boy by Andrew Lorenzen, and a stunning job by Chris Dawson carrying that whole 10 to 13 minutes by himself. Thank you to you both. We're going to get to this last play really quickly. I do want to say that the playwright you just heard, I want to get this right. He's either 19, 20, or 21, which I just think is incredible because I was writing at that age, but it wasn't anything like that. So I just wanted to point that out. And I also just want to give a final thank you to Robin Schwartz and Cap for putting this together before we get to our final play. I know that to a lot of you, this might just seem like a simple Zoom meeting, but Robin and I think, traded about like 150 emails with each other. And this is just one event out of dozens. So the work that she has put into this is just immeasurable. And I want to thank you to anyone else out in the audience who has their own Spring Rights event. I want to thank you for putting your work into it. And I'm definitely going to stick around to watch the two events after this. And I hope that many of you will do that as well. And so without any further ado, we have one final play, which is Roommates by Will Wallace. And in this, we have Ryan Lawrence playing the part of Alex and Chris Dawson playing the part of Tony. And I will be reading stage directions. Roommates by Will Wallace. A small apartment. A clock ticks quietly throughout. Alex and Tony are the same gender. Tony remains completely still for most of the play. Alex moves around restlessly, sits, stands, fiddles, etc., moving but not really achieving anything. Alex prepares breakfast, sits at the table, and starts to eat. Suddenly, they notice Tony, who has been standing completely still the entire time.
Jesus Christ.
Tony is utterly still. Not a hair is moving.
How long have you been standing there?
I'm not sure.
What are you doing?
Waiting.
For what?
I don't know.
Alex goes back to eating breakfast, then feels creeped out that Tony is standing behind them. So they scoot their chair around the table to have Tony in their sights.
What luck that you moved in right before the pandemic.
I know, right?
Look, can you stand completely still in another room or something?
What other room? There's only the bedroom.
The bedroom or the bathroom's fine, just not my living room.
Your living room?
Yes, well, it's my apartment, isn't it?
I live here. I'm allowed to stand stock still in my own living room.
Alex wanders about restlessly.
It's been a long time since I've heard a pinging sound from your phone.
So?
Your friends haven't been in touch?
No. Kind of telling about how interested in me they really are.
Oh, come on. Have you tried contacting them?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
You miss them, right?
Where are all your friends?
Well, you're my friend.
If you say so.
I do say so. Look, just accept the fact that I live here.
Why don't you go live outside?
It's too cold. I'd die.
Fine.
I mean, why don't you go somewhere else?
You know it's not safe to do that. I get sick. I could get someone else sick.
Exactly. So here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
It's going to be so long until I can see my parents.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I haven't hugged my mom in months.
At least your mom's alive.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I never knew her. She died right after I was born.
Oh, do you have siblings?
Thousands of them.
God, I know what you mean.
Oh, you have a lot too, huh?
Well, only two.
Only two? God, it must have taken forever to eat your mom.
Why? We didn't eat our mom.
Really? Oh, that is so sad. She must be so hurt.
What on earth do you mean?
Well, we ate our mom in less than a minute. There were 2,103 of us.
2,103.
1,941 of them died immediately after, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where are the others?
I don't know, sucking blood somewhere. I only keep up with one of them, Angie. She's on Insta.
Really?
Want to see?
Sure.
Well, give me your phone.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, come on.
I don't want to expose you to my germs.
I can't catch the virus. I'm a spider. You can expose yourself to me.
It's brave of you to stand in the middle of the room.
Well, I'm aware of the risk.
Alex hesitantly gets closer to Tony, inspecting them.
You are beautiful, you know.
Alex reaches out a hand, then recoils.
You know, when I date online, I always tell people how many legs I have before meeting in person to prevent surprises.
Wait, you have a phone?
Why the hell would I have a phone? I don't have pockets.
How do you date online then?
I use your phone
When do you have access to my phone?
when you sleep.
How'd you get my password?
I'm everywhere.
You never move.
I move. Hey, so what do you want to do?
Alex is on the couch by now and becomes absorbed by their phone. Extremely slowly, so that Alex doesn't notice, Tony approaches the couch. Tony gradually places a hand on Alex's leg. After a bit, Alex notices it.
What are you doing?
Well, don't you miss being touched?
No. I don't swing that way.
Oh, why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, why don't you swing that way?
I mean, I don't know. No one knows that.
Why?
I mean, it's not something I can describe.
Yes, you can.
I mean,
Just tell me.
you have too many legs.
Too many legs.
You have 8.
So?
It's a lot of legs.
Well, I'm symmetrical.
Well, it's a little overwhelming. Like, where would you start?
Tony gets on the couch.
So right between my arm and my leg here, there's an erogenous zone.
Okay. TMI.
Tickle me.
Mm,
I deserve it.
what?
I have been so bad.
Well, you have broken all the house rules.
Well, punish me.
Alex flicks away Tony.
Wow. You flicked me a long way.
Get out of sight.
I have been so naughty.
You have.
Squash me.
Is that what you want?
Oh, yes.
I'll step on you.
Yes. Step on me. Step
Oh.
on me.
I'll crush you into a pulp.
Oh, I've been so bad.
You've been a bad bug.
Oh, I deserve a whooping.
You will reap the consequences of your behavior.
Oh, come to me, Papa.
Okay, whoa.
Oh, keep going.
No. This is not where I thought this was going.
I thought you were enjoying it.
I was. I mean, I thought I was.
You don't like me.
No, I just, it's not you personally. I'm not into spiders.
Right. Okay.
It was, I mean, I haven't seen anyone in a long time, and I thought maybe, but I'm just not interested in exoskeletal creatures.
Look, darling, I love you, but this is not going to work out.
Fine.
We can be roommates, but that's all.
That would probably be best.
Tony is back to being utterly still.
I still can't believe you didn't eat your mom.
Why would I eat my mom?
I mean, she wants to give you everything, right?
Well, yes, but humans do it differently.
How?
She raised me, she protected me, fed me, loved me. She'll always be there for me.
Boy, that's a lot to expect from your mom. Doesn't she get a break?
She doesn't want one.
Are you sure?
What are you implying?
Well, I mean, just living with you don't get me wrong. Like, I love you, but like, you do have habits.
Habits?
Like, you chew your apples really loudly. It's distracting.
Distracting from what?
Well, from waiting. Waiting takes focus.
You're the most focused creature I've ever met.
Well, there's room for improvement.
No. You're fine. You can take a break.
Not yet.
You're getting burnt out.
I'm burnt out. You're the one who won't stop moving.
You could do with a little exercise.
I don't need exercise. Spiders don't get out of shape.
It would be good for you. Just move a little.
I don't think so.
Just one leg.
No.
Move, damn it.
Look, I'm not like you.
You're freaking me out, man.
I knew it. I knew it. This is about you, not me. You make everything about yourself.
You're invading my space.
I live here. Besides, I'm lonely. Aren't you lonely?
Fine, I'm lonely, okay? But I don't want to be around you.
Well, kill me then.
Seriously?
If you hate me so much, why haven't you killed me?
Maybe I will.
Well, do it then. Do it in cold blood. Do it. Kill me, damn it. Kill me.
Alex doesn't kill Tony.
I knew you loved me.
Fuck you.
Aw, you too.
Maybe I will.
Well, you go do that then.
God, I'm tired.
Why? You don't do anything.
You don't do anything.
No, darling.
I'm exhausted.
Why don't you lie down on the couch for a bit? I'll get a blanket.
That'll take forever.
Tony gets a blanket extremely quickly and drapes it over Alex. Alex closes their eyes and rests for a while. Tony moves to stroke Alex's face, then decides not to.
What did she taste like?
What?
Your mom, what did she taste like?
Oh, well, I'd never tasted anything before, but upon reflection, I'd say she tasted like crisp autumn leaves.
I've never eaten those.
Neither have I. Yeah, let's wait.
For what?
I don't know, but you can do it with me. Just wait with me. Will you wait with me?
They wait a while.
We're in this for the long haul, aren't we?
Everyone or us?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to be in love with you and only you for 6 months, a year.
Because I'm the only one around.
No.
Well, don't worry. That's not very long.
It's my whole life.
Scene transition. Sunlight, the sound of birds. Alex is on the phone.
What do you want to do? That would be fun. And we could do lunch. I don't know. Where do you want to go? I want to know where you want to go. I want to go everywhere we couldn't go during the pandemic. Yeah, that's fine. Text me when you get there. Okay, bye. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Alex exits into the bedroom. Tony walks on stage slowly, then crawls, finally slowing to a stop. They plop onto their back and their legs curl up. They are still. Alex enters dressed to go out, no mask. They come across Tony. They are concerned. They reach for Tony, then retract quickly, unsettled by the spider. They blow gently on Tony. Tony's leg responds slowly, still alive. Alex sits on the ground for a while. They blow again. Tony's leg responds, but less. Alex waits and watches. They blow again. Tony is still. Alex puts a hand on Tony's leg. End of play. All right, thank you again so much to everyone. That is the end of our program here. Robin, I'm sorry that we went 4 minutes over, but just again, thank you to everyone who showed up to this, and thank you to all the participants, especially.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you.